Hi, this is Toby, and today I'll be planting a no-dig garden bed. Now, before I do plant anything right now that I just set up, I'm just going to play some previous clips that I have recorded of me making this bed, just to explain what I'll be doing. Hi, this is Toby, and today I'm going to be making a no-dig garden bed. Now, I did try to make this once before in spring using Caleb's method from the Kiwi Grower. There is a bit too much soil here and not a lot over there, so I just want to balance the place first before I do anything. So I'm gonna just quickly do that and we'll come back. So I kind of flattened this place out. I put some soil over there and planted some bulbs, but it's time to put the cardboard on. So I got enough cardboard to cover this area again. Ideally you don't want holes in your cardboard, but this is the best I can get. So it's time to add another layer on, and I'll see what I have. I do have some clippings from my mango tree and some weeds that have been dried up, so I can put that on top next. So I've added a layer here of just some dead stuff. I might have to spread this out a bit, but next we're gonna add the soil. So everything is done. Before I added the final layer of soil, I did water it down a bit, and then I added the layer of soil and added some water. So I used 5 bags of just garden soil, which equates to 125 liters. So now you know what I'm going to be doing. I did, again, in that clip, I did plant some brassicas, but they did germinate and they kind of died back for some reason. But that's fine. So I'm going to reserve these to some beans and some peas. So I've got some broad beans here. I haven't opened these. I did try growing some broad beans in that clip, but I think the seeds were too old and they just didn't germinate. So I got some new seeds. So I will plant these. And I've also got some snow peas that I'll be planting as well. I hope you can see that. If you want to read the packet. This is the packet of the broad beans. You can just pause the video. So I'm just going to sow these and cover them up and show you. So everything's been planted and watered, and we'll see when they start to germinate. So the snow peas are starting to come out. I just watered the bed. You can see there's a shoot right there. There's one right here. And I think there's one more over there, that little green shoot. So that's good. The broad beans haven't come out yet, but I think they will in a couple of days. So here's an update of the no-dig garden bed. Most of the broad beans have come out. I hope you can see. Look at the shoots here. Really healthy shoots. I know they did take a long time to come out, but once they did, they look really strong and healthy. So I have no concerns about those. I hope I don't need to fertilize anything. I think there's enough nutrients in the soil. It has been a while since I made this bed, so I think all the sticks and all the stuff I put in have started to decompose. So I think there should be enough nutrients for these. Here's another update of the no-dig garden bed. So you can see these are the broad beans. We got, if I just quickly count them, we have 8 here. One there and one there didn't germinate, but these all look very healthy. The snow peas are growing really quickly, so I need to now start putting sticks up with string just so they have somewhere to climb. So I'll do that and show you. So I just watered the place. I put these together. I just got some sticks I had lying around and tied some string to each end just so they had something to climb on. Now I'm pretty sure these are dwarf snow peas, so I don't think they're going to grow too big. They probably will outgrow this little rack or whatever you want to call this. So here's another update of the no-dig garden bed. It's been raining for half a week and it's probably going to rain for another week, and the rain has been quite heavy, so the ground is saturated, but these guys seem to be okay. With the snow peas, I've kind of just helped them grab onto the stands I've made, just so that they have a bit of support. The wind has also been a bit strong, so that's why some of them are blown over. But I think they'll be fine once they just get a bit stronger. They are growing quite fast, so I'm quite pleased with that. So here's another no dig garden update. The snow peas are doing really well. They've actually climbed to the top of the structures I've made. Broad beans doing really well. Some of them still getting attacked by insects, but for the most part, they're doing really well. They didn't seem to mind the rain too much. Neither did these guys, so that's very promising. So another no dig garden update. I did find some longer sticks over there, so I grabbed one. I roped from the ends of each stick and connected them here, just so that they have a bit more climbing room. So here's another no dig garden update. One of the broad beans has a flower right there, so we are going to get some beans. The snow peas, it was very windy today, and I think some of them got a bit blown over, especially these. They're kind of just hanging there. I don't know how I'm going to put them back because they haven't really attached themselves and they're very top heavy. But the ones that have attached themselves, they're doing fine. Here's another update. The broad bean's still flowering. I think the bean might be developing soon. That's the only flower I've seen so far. On the others, there's only buds. Let me see if I can show you. There's only buds on them. This one that came out late, still quite small. There's one over there that came from under the cardboard again. Snow peas, I can confirm there's flower buds now. So they have finally matured, and these guys do use up a lot of water. Sometimes when I water it only once a day, right before the next watering, the leaves can be a bit droopy. These taller ones have flower buds. There's some in here, I'm pretty sure. I can show you right there. Flower buds. The ones over here though, the ones that are slightly smaller, I don't see any of them yet, but I'm sure they'll start developing soon. Here's another no dig garden bed update. Let's look at the broad bean flowers. More flowers here. You can see clusters of nice, beautiful flowers. The original one we had is starting to close now, and I think we'll get the beans. Snow pea flowers also coming up. Nice purple flowers. Let's quickly show you that. It's not open yet, but the color on them is really nice, really beautiful. More flowers coming, you can see in the new shoots. And one thing I forgot to mention is you'd be surprised how fast these side shoots grow. Now, just a few days ago, this shoot was only something like that, a tiny little leaf on one of the nodes. And you see they're forming all over the place, but these grow really quickly, so we're getting a lot more branching as well. So here's another update of the no dig garden bed. The snow peas are fully leaned over. The wind blew it over yesterday. They've kind of just bent at these places. Now, I've tried fixing up some, but they simply just snap off like that. So I'm not sure why they're so brittle. I think it's because they probably got too much water and they grew too fast and it just wasn't strong enough, the stems. But if I leave it like this, they will still grow. I am getting some peas. If I can just find the pea that I saw today, if I can just see where it is. Right here, see, that's the first pea we have. And when these flowers again turn blue, that just means that they're fading and we will get peas. So as for the broad beans, abundances of flowers on the big ones. In fact, all of them are clumping. So I just think that's how they grow naturally. Those two are doing really well. Look at the flowers. So here's another no dig garden update. Some of these peas are starting to reach almost a harvestable size. So I can find the biggest one for you, the one that grew first. It's right here. That's a really good size. We can harvest that soon. I noticed a bee right up. I think it just flew away, but I did notice a bee here just a couple of minutes ago, pollinating some of the broad bean flowers. So I think we're gonna get some beans. I think. See if I can. I think there's a. Yeah, I think that flower's been pollinated. It's all beans starting to grow. So that's good. That means stuff is pollinating it. We're gonna have beans really soon. So I have sped up this part of the video because there are a lot of clips and I don't want this video to drag out for too long. And they're really repetitive. It's just me showing you some of the snow peas that I've harvested. But you can see the sped up footage here. And over the course of around 4 weeks, I managed to get 84 snow peas. So that's a pretty good harvest. I think there was 8 or 10 plants. But at the end, there was a lot more peas that I couldn't harvest because there was just too much powdery mildew all over the plant. And I wasn't sure if you could still use the snow peas, the pods that actually had the powdery mildew on it. So I discarded them and I had to cut them down. But you'll see that. So back with the video. So I think this is going to be the final snow pea harvest. I'm actually going to cut the plant down today because the powdery mildew is spreading all the way to the top. And I don't want this to go over to my broad beans. So I better get rid of the plant. So the snow peas are removed. You see the actual no-dig garden bed is still quite flat, still quite good. So I think the spring growing vegetables are going to be here soon. But I'm going to take all the pods off and see what we can salvage, and I'm just gonna kind of put that over there and let that decompose before I plant my other veggies on. So here's all the clippings. Now ideally you would want to cover this again with some soil, but I don't actually have soil with me at the moment, so I'm gonna leave them. The broad beans we're still gonna look after. They're doing fine. Now I can actually come in here and show you the beans. Look at that. I don't think they've been affected by powdery mildew. That's fine. They look very healthy. I know they're starting to collapse because it's been raining a lot and the ground's kind of getting a bit wet and soft, but that's fine. Now again, these were meant to be dwarf varieties, only meant to grow up to 1 meter, but I know that that one that's going straight up is taller than 1 meter, and so are those. So they're growing really well, but unfortunately again they've kind of toppled over. But yeah. So I think it's time to harvest the broad beans. I'm gonna save seed from this plant. It's still standing, it's doing really well. So again, it's the only one that is still standing. I'm gonna let those older pods fully ripen. The newer ones up there I might harvest when they get a bit bigger, but these ones, if I press, you can feel there's a broad bean inside, and they are quite mature as well. So I am going to harvest these. So I'm gonna see what I can find. There's a lot more over there as well. They've all collapsed unfortunately. So I think I harvested 9 pods. Again, I'm going to leave these, and it's a bit windy right now. Hopefully this doesn't fall over, but I think that's going to be it for the no-dig garden bed for the winter crops. You can see that plant is somehow still maintaining its height and it's not falling over, but I think that's it. I still have a few more pods on here, but they haven't ripened yet. We'll see if they are able to ripen. Again, those I'm going to save for seed. You can see my other crops have already gone in, my tomatoes and stuff. They've already gone in the ground, so this is going to overlap with the second episode. So this is going to be the end of the first episode. I'm going to put the statistics up on screen now on how much of each we harvested. So you can go check that out on screen right now. It should be in the center of the screen or near the top. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks Caleb for this idea. I did attempt it before and it wasn't as successful, but I think it's a lot better with these winter growing crops, and hopefully this summer will do well. So it's starting to rain now, so I better go inside. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.